Hi, and welcome to the Build Your Own Data Logger course, brought to you by WILDLABS and FreakLabs. I'm Jacinta from FreakLabs. Welcome to Module 3, where we'll be programming the basic functionality to create our proof of concept. This is where the fun starts. In the last module, we covered the basics of what a data logger is. We downloaded and installed the Arduino IDE, as well as the drivers we needed for the WildLogger board. We went through how an Arduino program or sketch is set up and wrote and downloaded our first programs to the WildLogger. We basically did a sanity check to make sure our system is working. For Module 3, we're assuming you can download programs to your WildLogger board and know what the setup and loop functions are for. In our proof of concept, we'll be coding and testing each of the main functionality blocks as separate programs first, then combining them into the full application in Modules 4 and 5. There's lots of things that can go wrong in hardware development. Sometimes it's caused by us, sometimes it's not. For example, it could be a fault with the physical hardware, such as a circuit board with a bad component, a faulty cable, or a bad sensor. It could be an unexpected error with the driver or library on our specific hardware configuration, or it could be a fault with our application code. With so many variables, we want to isolate problems as much as possible, so we build our application little by little, testing as we go. Module 3 is big and consists of 6 submodules. In submodule 1, we'll be installing our first library and learning how to use the Arduino command line. The command line is an indispensable tool for developing applications because it allows us to test our code quickly and efficiently as we're writing it. In submodule 2, we'll be taking readings from the DHT11 temperature and humidity sensor. In submodule 3, we'll be learning what an analog to digital converter is and then using it to measure the battery level of our system. In submodule 4, we'll get introduced to the real-time clock, how we set it, and how we can use it to timestamp our data. In submodule 5, we'll be accessing our SD card and reading and writing to its file system. And in submodule 6, we'll be using interrupts with the PIR motion sensor. You'll find all the code used in this module at the FreakLabs GitHub account. We also have live office hours or lab times every 2 weeks and a support forum for questions to help troubleshoot any problems. And don't forget, we have the terminology cheat sheets and the slides from the presentations will be available as reference materials as well. Just like for Module 2, for this module, if you want to code along, you'll need the WildLogger board, a USB cable, batteries, and a micro SD card. Now that we're ready, let's get into the command line.